Well, they don't. Whoever wants it.
Are you in the break yet, Ashton? No, you're good.
How much is left? Okay.
For Chapman, number 22, a sophomore, Peyton Souther. For the Panthers, number 23, a sophomore, Carly Wallmeyer. For Chapman, number 23.
This might be a sluggish ball game. Neither one of them's played, what, for a week, over a week?
Yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks for both. Okay, thank you.
The Chapman are coached by Nick Evans, assisted by Vic Garcia and Anna Nestor. Officials for tonight's game are Lawrence Combs, Jeff Weisrover, and Ryan McKee.
Okay. The Concordia High School girls basketball team is on the road in Lindsborg, Kansas to open up Class 4A Division II Substate Tournament basketball action against the Chapman Irish. Both teams 8-11 on the season. Concordia, the number 3 seed, I should say. Chapman, the number 2 seed. Both these teams have met twice already, splitting their regular season matchups. Concordia winning in the earlier matchup in January by 16. Chapman won by 16 in February at Chapman. Chapman gets the opening tip, but they're unable to get a shot to go in as Bledsoe misses off the right side. Panthers coming up with a rebound. Sydney Bergman able to board it, and she's going to draw a foul off of Bledsoe as Bledsoe will pick up her first foul. It's the first foul for either team as we're just underway here in this sub-state basketball matchup between the Lady Panthers and the Irish. Starting for Concordia is Sydney Bergman, the 5'8 senior, leading the team in scoring, averaging 18.5 per ball game. She's joined on the floor by Peyton Reynolds, Jessica Williams, Carly Wallmeyer, and Caitlin Miller. Concordia trying to force a pass inside, will throw it away to start. Chapman quickly down the floor. Lady Panthers will defend him in a 2-3 zone defense. The Irish look inside. A turnaround shot by Kirkpatrick won't go, and a rebound underneath to Carly Wallmeyer as she picks up her first board of the contest. The sophomore comes in averaging 5 boards a game. Here's a skip pass near side to Peyton Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to bury the jumper. Peyton knocks in the first 2 of the ball game. That off the assist from Sydney Bergman.
Yeah, Sydney caught her. She's right over there open, and it's a great start. That's what you want. You want to get them started, hit that first shot. So Peyton hit her first shot. So
Kirkpatrick unable to connect, but Chapman able to board it. And a second chance opportunity here for the Irish as they work it inside. Kirkpatrick on a turnaround against Wallmeyer will miss, and Wallmeyer there with another board, her second.
Yeah, Carly's doing a great job down there. She's in the right spot to get that rebound, and there's a shot.
Caitlin Miller unable to connect on the 3. Rebound, though, to Carly Wallmeyer, ripping out her 3rd board here in the early going. We played 90 seconds. Concordia on top, leading 2-0. A bounce pass near side from Bergman to Reynolds. Passing on a screen set by Wallmeyer. Reynolds, a 2. This one misses. And a rebound underneath to Ashlyn Bledsoe for the Chapman Irish. The Irish have it out front with Bledsoe driving. Stops and pops in the paint. She'll miss a shot but is fouled. And so Bledsoe heading to the free throw line. 2 shots coming up for her. After the foul whistled against Carly Wallmeyer, Wallmeyer picks up her first. It's the first against Concordia as a team, and it'll put Ashlyn Bledsoe, the 5'10 sophomore, at the stripe for the Irish. Bledsoe looking for the first points of the game for Chapman. She's short on the free throw. Ashlyn comes in, averaging close to 14 points per game for this Chapman Irish team, which again closed out the regular season at 8-11 overall. Next free throw misses as well. Rebound tipped up, and Peyton Reynolds there to record it. First board of the contest for the 5'5 senior. We played nearly 2 minutes, Robin. Concordia leading 2-0.
It is. Both teams coming in, they're really playing pretty rusty, I would say. Neither team has played for quite some time, over a week, and it's sure showing it right now. So hopefully they can get things going here.
Ball deflected loose on the far side, goes out of bounds off of the Chapman Irish. Concordia maintains possession in the front court as Williams inbounds to Miller. Off to Bergman in between the circles. Now near side, it's Peyton Reynolds with the basketball, trying to avoid a double team out of the zone that's being played by the Irish. 2-3 right now by Chapman. Bergman puts the ball on the floor, driving. Sydney goes up, rattles out the shot. Rebound, Carly Wallmeyer. Wallmeyer with the putback. and the foul. Carly, with her 4th board, has her first 2 points and is heading to the free throw line as Concordia's up 4-0.
Well, Carly was there. She got the rebound and she stuck in there and then just stuck with it, and she got the ball to drop, and she was fouled as she went up. So
Kirkpatrick called for the foul. It's her first as Wallmeyer nets the free throw. Carly with 3 points, 4 boards to start this contest. A great start for the young sophomore. Concordia up 5-0 early. Panthers stay in that 2-3 zone defense. Chapman works it down low. Kirkpatrick, triple team, gives it off to a cutter in Bledsoe. Bledsoe shot will rattle around and miss. Rebound underneath, and a putback won't go for Chapman. And a defensive board for Jessica Williams and Concordia.
Well, Chapman's just having a heck of a time to get that thing down. There's a shot.
Reynolds couldn't connect. Williams underneath, boards it, scores it, and is fouled. Jessica Williams underneath with her 2nd rebound, has her first 2, and she's heading to the free throw line off another foul whistled against Bledsoe.
Well, Panthers are doing a good job down on the offensive side. They're getting second chance shots, and they're getting that rebound, and they're getting the second one to go. So
I was incorrect there. I said Bledsoe with the foul. Instead, it was actually Riley Davis picking up her first 3rd-team foul against the Irish. Timeout to Chapman. We'll take a break with them. 5:16 to go first quarter. 7-0 our score. Concordia on top. Williams at the free throw line when we return. This is Panther basketball on KNCK. Jessica Williams knocks in the free throw as Concordia goes up 8-0. The Lady Panthers leading things against the Chapman Irish. On the other end, Chapman unable to knock in a 3-point bucket. Emma Wallmeyer, who checked in for Carly Wallmeyer, picking up the rebound, but then she's called for a travel. It's the 2nd turnover against Concordia, and it gives the Irish back the basketball underneath their own bucket. And Chapman's going to pick up their first points 3 minutes into this one as Ashlyn Bledsoe will knock in a turnaround on the baseline. She has her first 2 in the contest.
Yeah, that's the first bucket Chapman has come away with out of 7 tries.
Bergman a deep 2 from the left side baseline. This one will miss. And now we have an over-the-back foul on Emma Wallmeyer coming over the top of McKenna Kirkpatrick. As Kirkpatrick able to board it defensively. Emma picks up her first foul. It's the 2nd team foul against Concordia. Carly Wallmeyer will come back in. She'll check in to replace Jessica Williams. Brittany Gilkison into the ball game for the first time tonight. The 5'4" senior comes on for Peyton Reynolds. Concordia playing man-to-man defense up the floor here against the Irish. Concordia with a 6-point advantage early, 8-2. 4:37 left to go first quarter. Chapman with the basketball. Kirkpatrick. Turnaround on the other end, knocks it in. McKenna has her first 2. Concordia's lead down to 4 with 4:25 remaining here in this opening quarter. Bergman has it out front. Gives it off to Caitlin Miller here on the near side. Miller looking in, nothing there. Will put it on the floor, 1 dribble. Now Gilkison will drive it from the left side. She'll get cut off by Davis defensively. Plays it back out front to Caitlin Miller. Looks off to Coach Wallmeyer and resets the offense. Midway through this first quarter, Concordia up 4. Miller off to Gilkison here near side. Chapman out of their zone defense, doing a good job covering things up inside with the 2 Wallmeyer sisters. Bergman has it at the top, pulls up, 8-footer, shot it too strong. Loose ball on the ground. Kirkpatrick comes up with it for the Irish. Chapman trying to continue their run on a 4-0 run. Here's Bledsoe crossing over and driving. Bledsoe to the rim, misses it. Rebound, weak side putback. Peyton Souther knocks it in. And it's a 6-0 run for the Chapman Irish as Concordia, now their lead down to 2. 8-6, 3:30 left to go first quarter. And the high post, Carly Wallmeyer. Wallmeyer looking back door, nothing there. Will give it off to Caitlin Miller at the top. Puts it on the floor and penetrates. Off into the hands of Sydney Bergman here on the near side. Bergman will dribble back out in between the circles and reset up the offense here for Concordia. A 6-0 run for Chapman after the Panthers had started on an 8-0 run. Caitlin Miller for three. This one misses. Rebound long to Kirkpatrick for Chapman. McKenna pushing up the floor. Stops and fires. And we have a foul that's going to be whistled on Emma Wallmeyer going for the block, and she's just recorded her second. It'll put Kirkpatrick at the free throw line for 2 shots. As we're now under 3 minutes left to go, first quarter, 8-6 our score.
Yeah, she comes in at 64% free throw shooter, and she misses the first one.
Could not connect there. Jessica Williams, Peyton Reynolds back in for Concordia to replace Caitlin Miller, Emma Wallmeyer for the Panthers. And again, it's Kirkpatrick at the free throw line. The 5'10 sophomore leads the Irish in scoring, averaging almost 15 a game. She'll knock in 1 of 2 as she hits the back end. She has 3 points in the contest. Riley Davis will come out of the ball game. Lindsay Anderson checking into the contest. 8-7 our score. A 1-point ball game. Concordia on top by 1. Bergman gives it off to Gilkison here on the near side. Feeding it out front to Bergman. Loose ball being batted loose. Concordia dives for it. And we've got a travel on Brittany Gilkison. Trying to avoid a tie-up. And the turnover is the 3rd on the Panthers.
Yeah, Sydney kind of just lost a handle on it, and it went rolling away from her. She tried to go to the floor, and she tapped it over, but it just kept getting tied up on the floor, and Gilkison just kind of slid her body across and got called for the travel.
She'll check out of the game, Brittany Willis. Caitlin Miller comes back on the floor for Concordia. The Irish with the basketball on a 7-0 run. Kirkpatrick has it at the top. Man-to-man defense by the Panthers. Bledsoe wants to drive inside. Kicks it out in the corner. Out front now, Kirkpatrick has it. She'll think about a 3 and fire it. Shot it too strong, and Carly Wallmeyer records her 5th board for Concordia. Sydney Bergman up ahead to Peyton Reynolds. Reynolds back off to Bergman at the top. Sydney with the basketball, crossing over and driving, and we're going to get a foul, a blocking foul on the Chapman Irish. It'll be on the floor. It'll be the 4th against Chapman. And they'll whistle this one, I believe, on B. Loy. It is Loy picking up her first, the 4th team foul against Concordia. Kendall Reynolds, the freshman, has come in for the first time tonight for the Panthers as she'll check in to replace Peyton Reynolds. Sydney Bergman looking to inbound, tosses into Caitlin Miller. Miller pulls up, block shot by Chapman. Able to swat at it and knock it away was Souther, but coming up with it was Jessica Williams. Kendall Reynolds fires a 3 that doesn't go, and a rebound to the Chapman Irish. Up ahead, Bledsoe wants to drive baseline. Gets open and scores it. Ashlyn Bledsoe with 4 points in the contest. It's a 9-0 run for the Chapman Irish as they have their first lead of the ball game. They lead at 9-8, a minute 43 to go, opening quarter. Concordia with it. Bergman has it. Wanting to drive, Bergman against a triple team is going to be fouled going up. And so Sydney Bergman's heading to the free throw line. 2 shots coming up for her. Off the contact. That's whistled against Ashlyn Bledsoe, and that's Bledsoe's 2nd.
Yeah, Sydney tried to make it work. They just crashed in on her, and she makes the first free throw, and she just drew a lot of body contact as she went up for the shot. So, yeah, Sydney comes in tonight at a 59% or 60% free throw shooter.
Free throw up and in, so she makes them both. Bergman with her first 2 points of the contest. Concordia retakes the lead 10-9. A minute 30 left to go first quarter. Bledsoe has it in between the circles. Plays it off right side to Kirkpatrick, crossing over against Carly Wallmeyer. She'll pull up for a 14-footer that misses. Rebound tipped out, and Caitlin Miller grabs it. First board for Miller. Bergman brings it up for Concordia. Bounces off to Miller at the top circle. A minute 10 remaining first quarter. Concordia with the 1-point lead. Bergman has it on the right side. Crossing over. Bounces to Caitlin Miller. A deep 2. This one rattles home. Caitlin Miller puts it in. Has her first 2 in the contest. It's the 2nd assist for Bergman, and Concordia on top by 3.
Yeah, nice touch on the ball. It just kind of rolled around and went in. So
Chapman penetrates, able to get a kick out as Bledsoe has it near the top. She stays on the floor with 2 fouls. Bledsoe wanting to attack from the left, misses a shot, and the rebound to Kendall Reynolds as Reynolds has her first rebound. Bergman bringing it up for Concordia. So we approach 30 seconds remaining, first quarter. Nice entry pass down low to Jessica Williams, but Williams unable to connect on the shot, and Kirkpatrick with the rebound underneath for Chapman. Davis has it up the floor for the Irish. Bounces down low. Kirkpatrick goes up and scores it. McKenna Kirkpatrick puts it in. She has 5 points, and she draws a foul against Concordia. It'll be on Bergman. Sydney's first. It'll be the 4th team foul against Concordia, and Kirkpatrick heading to the free throw line. A chance to try to tie this game up again. Concordia with the 1-point advantage at 12-11. 19 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. Kirkpatrick at the free throw line. This one bounces off, rebound tipped out, and it's out of bounds, last touched by the Irish. It'll be Concordia basketball.
Yeah, Chapman in. They've only made 1 of 5 attempts at the free throw line tonight so far in the first quarter. Panthers are 4 for 4.
Tegan Larson has come into the contest for Concordia. Larson, a 5'9" sophomore, checking into the ball game for the first time. Peyton Reynolds has also come back on here for Concordia. So it's Larson and Reynolds, joined out there by Kendall Reynolds, Jessica Williams, and Sydney Bergman. Down to 19 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. 12-11. Concordia has a 1-point advantage. Panthers started this game on an 8-0 run. Chapman then came back and took the lead thanks to a 9-0 run. Concordia with the 1-point advantage now. Down to 10 seconds to play first quarter. Reynolds, deep 2 from the left, misses. Rebound tipped out. Bergman gets it. Bergman puts it in. Sydney has 4 points. It comes off her second board, and will close out the first quarter with Concordia on top by 3, 14-11. We'll take a break. Second quarter action on the way next. This is Panther basketball on KNCK. A minute, please.
Ready for second quarter action in the class 4A Division II Substate basketball tournament from Smoky Valley High School in Lynchburg. Toby Knoxville, Robert Champlin.
With you, Ashton Hiddle back at the station. Concordia on top, leading by 3, 14-11. In this matchup against the Chapman Irish, the 3rd meeting between these two teams this season. Concordia with the basketball to start the second quarter, and the Panthers nearly turn it over, and they will. Peyton Reynolds against the double team out of his zone, tried to give it off to younger sister Kendall. This one gets tied up, and the turnover is the 4th on Concordia. Let's go to Robin Champlin, who has first quarter shooting stats.
Well, both teams are shooting the ball the same. Both teams are 5 of 15 shooting from the floor for 33%.
Chapman with the basketball, working it inside. Carly Wallmeyer knocked it away from Kirkpatrick, but the Irish able to recover it. Near side with the basketball is Souther wanting to drive, and we're going to get a foul. A reach in against Concordia on the floor. It'll be the 5th against the Lady Panthers, and I believe it'll be the first, or make it the 2nd rather, on Carly Wallmeyer. It is. Emma Wallmeyer, who has 2 fouls herself, will check in the place of Carly, who will exit now with 2 fouls. Both teams with 5 team fouls each. Chapman to play it in. They'll lob it in on the right side. Davis wanting to drive. Will bounce it out front. Souther losing the dribble. Swings it off. On the block, Kirkpatrick, a turnaround. Missed it, but we have a foul. So foul whistled here against Concordia will put McKenna Kirkpatrick at the line. And the foul is on Emma Wallmeyer, who's just recorded her 3rd, Robin.
Yeah, she must have got her on the arm.
Kirkpatrick knocks in the free throw.
I believe that's 1 of 6, or 2 of 6 for the ball game at the free throw line for Chapman.
Next one on the way. Good as well. She brings the Irish back to within one, 14-13. 7:13 left to go, second quarter. Sydney Bergman with the basketball, plays it in the high post to Tegan Larson. Hands it off here to Bergman, bounces left side to Peyton Reynolds, a deep two, missed it strong. Weak side rebound though to Tegan Larson. Off to Bergman, Bergman driving, runner is good. Sydney Bergman has the bucket. Off the feed from Tegan Larson. Larson recording a big offensive board. Kirkpatrick back the other way will miss a shot, and Sydney Bergman with the rebound, her third. Bergman pushing up the floor, losing the handle, and we have a reach-in foul on Chapman. They'll call it on Kirkpatrick. It's her second. 6-team foul, and it puts Bergman at the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, Sydney's 60% free throw shooter. 1-on-1 here.
First one on the way. Good. Bergman able to knock it in. She has 7 of the 17 for Concordia. Lady Panthers on top by 4, 17-13. Next free throw rattles in as well. 8 first half points so far for Bergman, and a timeout on the floor to Concordia. 6:40 left to go, second quarter. 18-13 our score. Panthers by 5. 6:40 to play in the half. We'll take a break. This is Concordia basketball on KNCK.
You're going to read.
Okay. Hey, I'm going to give you a call right back. We're having a weird thing in our headset. Okay. Take a minute, though. Okay. Is it better? It should be. Okay, 30? Back. We were back on 1414, right? Yeah. Okay, I want to make sure we... Yeah.
Okay. .640 left to go, second quarter. Concordia on top, leading by 5, 18-13. The Irish able to beat Panther pressure coming up the floor. B. Loy works it off out top to Bledsoe driving. Bledsoe's going to be fouled going up. Unable to connect on the shot, but Ashlyn Bledsoe will get 2 shots at the foul line off the contact whistled against Kendall Reynolds. Kendall picking up her first foul. It's the 7th team foul against Concordia. And Bledsoe at the free throw line. Ashlyn with 4 points so far. Misses his first free throw. And again, Chapman struggled in the first quarter shooting from the stripe. He's been able to knock down a couple here in the early part of the second quarter, but the shooting woes at the foul line continue. Bledsoe's next free throw is short as well, and the rebound tipped out to Sydney Bergman. That's the 4th board for Sydney. Concordia with the basketball in the front court as Reynolds bounces off near side. Peyton with it. Looking to skip it off to Jessica Williams. It's stolen. Read and taken by Peyton Souther. It's the 5th turnover on Concordia. Reverse lay-in. Souther lays it in. She has 4 points in the contest.
Reverse lay-in on top of that.
Nice entry pass to Jessica Williams down low as they left her all alone. Bergman found her. Bergman with her 3rd assist. Williams puts it in and has 5 points. Concordia on top by 5. 5:50 to play, second quarter. The Irish with it. Loy wanting to drive against Reynolds. Gets stopped. They feed it inside Kirkpatrick. Fadeaway jumper. Off the heel, no good. And Bergman with another rebound, her 5th.
Good defense by the Panthers, getting a hand in front of the face. And there's a drive by Bergman.
Sydney Bergman knocks it in as she goes coast to coast off the board. Bergman already in double figures with 10 points. Concordia on top by 7. It's their biggest lead. Well, I'll correct that. Actually, 8 points was their biggest lead. It's their 2nd biggest lead. They started the game on an 8-0 run. But a 7-point lead here early in the second quarter. Here's Bledsoe on a turnaround. That's good. Ashlyn Bledsoe with 6 points in the contest. And a timeout to the Chapman Irish. 5:08 left to go, second quarter. 22-17. Concordia by 5. All the NCKL teams in action tonight in girls basketball play. Abilene is at the El Dorado Substates in Class 4A Division 1, matching up with the Wamego Red Raiders. And at the end of the first quarter in that one, it is Wamego on top of Abilene, 10-4. Clay Center also taking on Rock Creek right now in a Class 4A Division 2 Substate basketball matchup. That's being played in Holton. Later tonight in Holton, the Marysville girls will match up with the Holton Wildcats. That game expected to tip around 7:30. And, of course, Concordia in action right now, matching up with the Chapman Irish. The third meeting between these two clubs this season. Concordia has a 22-17 advantage with 5:05 to go here in this second quarter. Concordia with the basketball. Caitlin Miller has it. Plays it off out front to Peyton Reynolds. Looks off to Bergman on the baseline. Back off to Reynolds. A two from the right is short. And a rebound to Chapman. Kirkpatrick there to board it for the Irish.
Yeah, off the front end of the iron. And Peyton's doing a pretty good job. She's getting herself open to get the shots. But
Bledsoe going up will miss a shot on the other end for the Irish. Rebound and a tie-up as Kendall Reynolds fighting inside with Kirkpatrick. And the jump ball will stay with the Chapman Irish.
Good job by the freshman down there to get the hands on the ball to tie it up. So
Sydney Bergman will come into the basketball game as she'll check in to replace Peyton Reynolds. And it's Concordia basketball off the possession arrow, excuse me. So Concordia gets it. Bergman, though, inbounding it, nearly threw it away. Trying to pick it off there was Peyton Souther, but she ends up walking with the basketball, and so it will go down as a turnover. But Concordia gets it right back. On the baseline, Bergman to inbound against pressure. Tosses into Tegan Larson, who gets it right back off to Sydney Bergman. Clearing things out, she'll bring it up the floor. Left side, Kendall Reynolds wants a shot. Trying to bank it in, will miss. Rebound, Jessica Williams. Williams powering her way inside, scores it. Jessica with 7 points. That off her 4th rebound.
What a way to rebound the ball down there. Williams was there just waiting for it to come down, and she went up high and got it to go.
Foul on the other end as Kirkpatrick driving inside, able to draw contact for the Irish. The foul on Jessica Williams will be her first, and it'll put Kirkpatrick at the free throw line. She has 7 points tonight, make it 8, as she'll hit the first. Lindsay Anderson back on the floor for the Irish as she'll come in to replace Riley Davis. Concordia on top, leading by 6. Free throw will rattle out, and a rebound tipped loose to Bergman. That's her 6th board. Sydney pushing up the floor. Off to Caitlin Miller. An open 2 from the right. It'll bounce off. Bergman with the weak side rebound. Goes up against 2 defenders, misses it. Rebound loose, being tipped around, and it's out of bounds off of Concordia. It'll be Chapman basketball. So the Irish will get it back midway through the second quarter with Concordia on top, leading by 6, 24-18. We're at the bottom of the hour. We owe you a station identification. You're listening to Panther Basketball on 1390 KNCK Concordia, 98.3 FM and NCKtoday.com. Kirkpatrick misses a turnaround. Bergman there to board it for Concordia. That's her 8th board. Sydney pushing up the floor. Off to Tegan Larson. Larson will miss a shot. And we have an over-the-back foul on Bergman and the Panthers. Sydney's 2nd.
Well, that's too bad. I thought that ball had just almost went all the way down and bounced back out. I thought we got the point, but it bounced back out, and I think there was a Chapman player on the floor and called Sydney for a foul when she come back down. So
it's the 9th team foul on Concordia, and so Kirkpatrick's going back to the free throw line. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity here with 3:40 remaining in the second quarter. 24-18 our score. Concordia by 6. Kirkpatrick misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebound chased down by Kendall Reynolds, hauling in her 2nd board. Up ahead, Caitlin Miller with the basketball. Miller has it baseline right side, trying to avoid a double team. Gives it off out front to Bergman. Bounce pass to Williams. Williams knocks in the 8-footer. Jessica's had a great start. 9 points for her. That's the 4th assist for Bergman. Concordia matching their biggest lead now, up by 8, and Bergman steps in front of a pass in the high post and picks it off. Sydney going to the other end, misses a shot, battle for the board, and we've got a jump ball that'll go to the Irish.
Sydney, she just made up their mind she was going to take it all the way to the hoop, and just hit it too hard and went rolling off the front of the iron and come down and got a tie-up. So great effort by the senior down there.
Kylie Adams has come onto the floor for the Chapman Irish as she'll check in to replace Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick exiting, leading the Irish in scoring with 8 of their 18. We approach 3 minutes remaining here in this opening half with Concordia on top by 8. Chapman with the basketball in the front court. Looking inside, Peyton Souther backing in, trying to post up. Kendall Reynolds will kick it out to Adams for 3. Adams, left open, knocks in the tray. Kylie Adams has her first 3 in the contest.
Yeah, she was all alone out there, and she just squared up and nothing but nylon.
Caitlin Miller wants to drive left side, gets shut off. Off to Peyton Reynolds at the top. Jumper, rattles out. Rebound comes down to Chapman, but then they stepped out of bounds. Kylie Adams there to board it. Stepped out of bounds, a turnover on the Irish.
The Panthers are fortunate there because they had come down with the rebound.
Bergman back in after a quick rest as she'll check in for Kendall Reynolds. Sydney Bergman to inbound. Lob play into Jessica Williams, nearly overthrew her, able to recover it. Caitlin Miller will fire a 3 that won't go. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Concordia. It'll be Chapman basketball. Again, the Lady Panthers playing this second quarter in a bit of foul trouble with Emma Wallmeyer and Carly Wallmeyer both on the bench. Emma with 3 fouls, Carly Wallmeyer with 2. Brittany Gilkison has come onto the floor for the Panthers to replace Sydney Bergman, who has 2 fouls. So Bergman was brought in offensively, but will come out on the defensive side. Concordia with a 5-point advantage. 2:20 left to go in this second quarter. Entry pass down low on the block. A turnaround shot is off for Chapman, and a rebound down low for Jessica Williams. That's her 5th board. Peyton Reynolds gets it off to Caitlin Miller. Looks inside to Tegan Larson. Larson going up will miss a shot, and the rebound to the Irish. Chapman with the basketball. Peyton Souther wanting to drive. Trying to go left side, and she's going to draw a foul on the floor. It'll be a 2-shot opportunity, though, off the 10th team foul. Whistled against Concordia. It's on Caitlin Miller as Miller picks up her first. Again, the 10th on the Panthers. And Peyton Souther, the 5'9" sophomore, heading to the free throw line. 4 points so far in the contest for her. First shot, this one hard. Off the heel, no good. Bergman again comes in as they trade offense and defense here in the closing minutes, I should say, of this second quarter. Down to 1:56 left to go in the second. Bergman will replace Tegan Larson. Concordia still with a 5-point advantage. They've led by 8 on a couple occasions. Another missed free throw. Rebound batted loose, and Bergman comes up with it. Sydney is now 1 rebound shy of a double-double, and we still have 1:50 remaining here in this second quarter. Bergman plays it off to Caitlin Miller left side. Zone defense by the Irish. Miller trying to do something with it. Puts it on the floor for a couple of dribbles. Miller coming off right side, wants to go to the hole, gets her shot blocked. Loose ball fought for. Chapman comes up with it, and a foul on Concordia. So a bad possession there for the Lady Panthers as we'll head to the other end with Chapman shooting again. This time the foul on Brittany Gilkison as Gilkison records her first, the 11th team foul against Concordia. And it's a 2-shot opportunity again for the Irish. This time it's Bledsoe at the free throw line. The sophomore with 6 points misses the first free throw.
Yeah, Chapman has missed their last 4 attempts at the free throw line, so they're probably coming in as a team is probably averaging under 50% as a team at the free throw line.
Next free throw on the way. This one bounces off. Rebound, though, comes down to Kirkpatrick to keep it alive for the Irish. Good intensity inside for her. Chapman losing the ball down low, sliding on the ground. We're going to get a jump ball as Bergman ties her up. And the possession arrow will favor Concordia, so a turnover on the Irish.
That's just great hustle by the senior down there. But you got to be pretty careful. She don't want to pick up her 3rd foul. There's 1:23 to play before half, and Panthers still have a 5-point lead.
Halftime score between Abilene and Wamego. Abilene has come back in the second quarter, and they lead at the half, 19-15. Hannah Willie leading the way for the Cowgirls with 12 first-half points. Concordia is going to turn it over, nearly turned it over, and they do. Panthers trying to toss over the top. The ball got batted loose. The Irish in transition will miss a shot as B. Loy trying to go to the hole. Going to draw a foul off Caitlin Miller, and it'll put Loy at the free throw line. 2 shots coming up for the 5'6" senior.
Yeah, it was probably a pretty good foul because they had an easy layup, but she makes a free throw.
Loy picks up her first point of the contest. 5 separate Irish players have scored. They've pulled back to within 4 with 65 seconds remaining here in this second quarter. Next free throw for Loy. This one rattles out. Bergman has a double-double tonight as she chases down her 10th rebound. Bergman up ahead to Miller. Jumper from the left will miss. Rebound tipped loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by Chapman. It'll be Concordia basketball. Players diving all over on the baseline here near side as Lindsay Anderson will come in. Anderson checking into the contest to replace Kylie Adams for Chapman.
Both teams are playing very, very hard because they know the loser here is done for the season. So there's a lot of effort out on the floor.
Jessica Williams gets an entry pass, got it knocked out of her hands. It'll be a jump ball, and possession will go to the Chapman Irish. 8th turnover on Concordia. Down to 53 seconds left to go here in this second quarter. Concordia with a 4-point advantage. Clay Center and Rock Creek at the Holton Substate. Clay Center leads at the half 20-7. Clara Edwards leads the way for the Lady Tigers with 11 points in the opening half of that one. Peyton Reynolds steps in front of a pass here. Reynolds coming up with a steal, and a timeout going to be taken by Coach Wallmeyer to keep the possession alive for Concordia. 5th turnover on Chapman. We'll take a quick timeout with them. 44 seconds remaining second quarter. 26-22 our score. This is Panther basketball on KNCK. Just a 30, please.
Coming up on the Panther halftime show, I'll have an opportunity to visit with 4 senior members of the Concordia High School boys basketball team.
Tomorrow night, the Panther boys in Substate tournament action to match up with the Chapman Irish. You'll hear from those 4 seniors coming up at the half on KNCK. Down to 40 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. 26-22 our score. Concordia with the 4-point advantage in the basketball. Zone defense being played by the Irish. Panthers with the ball on the baseline. Reynolds driving, bounces out to Jessica Williams. Williams goes up, gets fouled, couldn't get the shot to go, but Williams battling inside, drawing contact, and will head to the free throw line as the foul here whistled on Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick has picked up her 3rd. So a big foul there for the Irish as Jessica Williams nets the first free throw. Williams is at double figures with 10 first half points.
I don't want to jinx the Panthers, but they haven't missed a free throw. They're 7-7 at the line tonight.
Checking into the contest is Kylie Adams, as Adams will come in to replace Lindsay Anderson for the Irish. Brittany Gilkison back on the floor for Concordia to replace Sydney Bergman for the final 24 seconds of the half. Jessica Williams misses this free throw. Peyton Reynolds with the rebound. Reynolds going up, unable to connect, and the rebound comes down to Ashlyn Bledsoe. Down to 15 seconds left to go here for the Irish. Bledsoe has it inside, double teamed out of the zone, gives it off to Peyton Souther, wanting to drive. She gets double teamed, off to Bledsoe again. Bledsoe will kick it out left side to Adams. Out front, Kylie Adams will take a 3. She hit one earlier but misses here. Rebound tipped loose. Kendall Reynolds comes up with it, and that's the half. Concordia on top as the Lady Panthers lead by 5, 27-22, heading to the halftime break. Again, coming up on the Panther halftime show, we'll have our senior spotlight interviews as we'll talk to 4 senior members of the Panther boys basketball team. That's coming up next. 27-22, Concordia by 5. This is Panther basketball on KNCK. All right.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
27-22, our halftime score. A 5-point lead for the Concordia Lady Panthers, who battled foul trouble in the first half. Emma Wallmeyer picking up 3 fouls. Carly Wallmeyer, Sydney Bergman, and Caitlin Miller each recording 2 fouls for Concordia. Robin, the fortunate thing for the Panthers is that the Irish, even though they got to the free throw line a lot, they struggled at the stripe.
Yeah, tonight, so far for that first half, they come in, Irish only hit 6 of 17, and the Panthers, they hit 7 of 8, so a lot of difference in scoring on that.
Concordia with the 5-point advantage in the basketball to begin this second half. Sydney Bergman joined out there by Peyton Reynolds, Jessica Williams, Carly Wallmeyer, and Caitlin Miller. Bergman and Williams leading the scoring for Concordia, each with 10 points. Caitlin Miller wanting to drive, gets stripped. A turnover on Concordia, their 9th. Up the floor, Chapman's going to knock in a bucket. Taking it in off the right side was Peyton Souther as she knocks it in. She has 6 points. The Irish have pulled to within 3 here to start this third quarter. Concordia is led by as much as 8 on a couple of different occasions. Chapman's only had a 1-point lead here in this ball game. Here's Bergman going up from the right. She'll miss a shot. Rebound, Peyton Reynolds. Reynolds driving. Reynolds going up will miss a shot. Reynolds gets a rebound. Going back up. Can't score it again. Loose ball on the ground. Chapman coming up with it. And now a foul going to be whistled here against Concordia. And I believe they'll call it the 3rd on Caitlin Miller. And Miller kind of limping a little bit on that right leg as Miller picks up her 3rd. So the Chapman Irish will play it in off the first foul of the second half for either team. Miller will come out. Kendall Reynolds into the ball game. Chapman with the basketball. Beloy has it out front. Plays it off to Kirkpatrick on the left side. Out front, Bledsoe wanting to go inside. Losing it was Peyton Souther, and it's out of bounds. A turnover on Chapman, their 6th. Concordia with 9 turnovers in the contest. It's a big night of basketball in Concordia's tonight. The Cloud County Community College women's basketball team in action as they open up Region 6 tournament play at home against Dodge City. At the half, the Lady Thunderbirds lead it 34-16. Concordia trying to play the basketball off near side here to Peyton Reynolds. The ball knocked loose by the Irish. It'll go out of bounds off the Irish here on the near side, and Concordia will play it into the front court. Jessica Williams to toss. Williams gets it into the hands of Bergman. Bergman spinning and driving. Bergman going to the hole, lays it up and in, and is fouled. Sydney Bergman has 12 points and is heading to the free throw line off the contact. Whistled against Riley Davis as Davis picks up her 2nd, and it's the first foul of the second half against the Irish.
Well, Sydney does that such a good job of doing that, splitting 2 defenders, and she misses a free throw though, but she just does a good job of doing that and makes herself to get the easy lay-in.
Could not convert the 3-point play, so Concordia with a 5-point advantage. Here's a missed 3 by the Irish as Bergman chases down another rebound. It's her 11th tonight. Again, Sydney recording a double-double in the first half. Bergman wanting to drive right side, lost the dribble, and it's out of bounds. A turnover on Concordia, their 10th. Panthers with a 5-point advantage, 29-24, 6:27 remaining here in this third quarter. Beloy bringing the basketball up, looking for a kick out near side to Davis, and she throws it away. The Irish give it right back to Concordia as they've turned it over for the 7th time. Lindsay Anderson into the ball game for the Irish as Anderson, the 5'6" senior, coming in for Riley Davis. 29-24, a 5-point Concordia lead, 6:15 to play here in this third. Peyton Reynolds trying to avoid a double team out of the zone. Gives it off out front to Bergman. Sydney with the basketball wanting to drive, got it knocked loose, and now Bergman's going to be fouled hard. Fouled by B. Loy as Loy's going to pick up her 2nd. and she and Bergman really collided out front. Both appear to be okay. It's a second foul on Loy, second team foul against the Irish, and so Concordia maintains possession here. And now we have a foul away from the basketball that's going to be whistled on Concordia. Carly Wallmeyer has just recorded her third. A pushing foul away from the basketball. Wallmeyer called for her third. Second foul against the Panthers here in this second half.
Yeah, I think Carly got caught in there. She was trying to get position and get open, posting up, but you can't use your hands to push away, and that's what they called. So
Emma Wallmeyer in for Carly. Emma playing with 3 fouls herself. Concordia with the 5-point advantage. 2 minutes gone by here in this second half. Chapman with the basketball. Lady Panthers play him in a man-to-man defense. Putting it on the floor is Bledsoe, working against Jessica Williams. Off to Loy, now left side. With the basketball is Adams. Inside, Kirkpatrick turning around on the right side block. She'll miss a shot. Rebound tipped out, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by the Irish. It'll be Concordia basketball. So Concordia gets possession off the tipped out rebound. Anderson, who was just in momentarily, checking back into the contest here as she'll come in to replace Kylie Adams. B. Loy all over Bergman defensively. Bergman brings the basketball up as Loy settles back now in the half court. Bergman plays it off to Kendall Reynolds. Reynolds looks in the corner to Emma Wallmeyer, back off to Kendall. Skip pass near side to Peyton. Peyton Reynolds looks into Jessica Williams. Williams gives it off to Bergman in the high post, slashing her way to the rim. She'll rattle out a shot. Rebound tipped out. Last touch by Bledsoe and the Irish. It'll stay with Concordia.
Panthers are fortunate there that Chapman just tapped the ball a little bit, so they'll get it back. But Sydney's still driving hard in there and trying to get it to go down.
Turnover on Concordia, though, as the Panthers tried to work it in on an inbound to Jessica Williams. It's the 11th turnover on Concordia as the Irish come up with the steal. 3 minutes gone by here in the third. Concordia leading by 5, 29-24. Bledsoe with it near the top of the key. Ashland stands, holds, guarded out of the man-to-man by Jessica Williams. Gives it off to Souther, driving right side. Wraparound pass on the baseline. Anderson to Loy for 3. This one will rattle out. Rebound underneath. Souther lost it out of her hands. Now they're going to say Concordia stripped it. Peyton Reynolds knocking it away on the baseline, and so it'll go out of bounds off Concordia. Stay with the Irish. Checking back in will be Riley Davis for Lindsay Anderson for Chapman. The Irish have been limited to just 2 points so far. So too have Concordia in the early part of this third quarter. Concordia with a 5-point advantage. Chapman's going to throw it away in the backcourt. As the ball sails away into the backcourt here, a turnover on Chapman. The turnover is the 8th on the Irish. Concordia with the 5-point advantage at 29-24. Concordia looking to inbound, and they do. Jessica Williams with the basketball. Plays it off near side. Kendall Reynolds for 3. This one an air ball that goes out of bounds. No, saved by Bergman. Jessica Williams able to chase it down, but then a ball tipped out by the Irish. And so it'll go out of bounds and stay with Concordia here. Concordia will look to inbound. Jessica Williams plays it off to Bergman on the right side. Out front to Williams. Williams off to Kendall Reynolds here on the near side wanting to drive. Reynolds will play it off to Bergman out front as we approach the midway point of this third quarter. Bergman dribbling off out front. Concordia leading by 5. Again, both teams limited to just 2 points through the first 4 minutes of this third quarter. Kendall Reynolds plays it out front to Jessica Williams. Back off to Kendall Reynolds driving. Reynolds will hand it off to Jessica Williams. Now right side, Peyton Reynolds with the basketball. Chapman doing a good job sliding defensively out of their zone. Emma Wallmeyer has it in the corner now for Concordia. Out front to Peyton Reynolds. She gets an open look, and this shot is good. Reynolds able to knock it down off the assist from Emma Wallmeyer. Peyton has 4 points in the contest. Concordia on top, leading by 7 with 3:25 to play in the third.
That was just a good fake to get the Chapman defender to commit, and Peyton got open and just got a nice jumper.
Kirkpatrick couldn't score. Rebound to Bledsoe, and on the kick out, a 3-point shot for Souther is good. She has 9 points in the contest. Timeout on the floor to the Irish. A 30-second timeout, and we'll take a break with them. 3:13 to go in the third. 31-27 our score. Concordia has a 4-point advantage and the basketball when we return. This is Concordia basketball on KNCK. At the end of the third quarter, the Abilene Cowgirls lead Wamego 34-28. Hannah Willie with 19 points to lead the way for Abilene. That one, a first-round Substate tournament matchup in Class 4A Division I being played in El Dorado tonight. Concordia with a 4-point advantage in this game as Williams will miss a shot, and the rebound comes down to Loy for the Irish. Concordia is led by as much as 8 on a couple of different occasions. Chapman is pulled to within 4. Here's a 3-point shot for the Irish that won't go. Peyton Reynolds with the rebound. Loose ball still being fought for. Sydney Bergman able to come down with it. Bergman brings it up the floor for Concordia. Off to Peyton Reynolds. A deep 2 from the left. Shot at too strong. Rebound tipped loose. Kirkpatrick comes up with it for Chapman. 2:30 left to go here in this third quarter. 31-27 our score. The Irish with a 3 that doesn't go. Rebound, Jessica Williams. Williams has her 6th board. Concordia with the 4-point advantage has been held to just 4 points here in this third quarter after scoring 14 in the first, 13 in the second. Concordia on top leading 31-27 as we approach 2 minutes remaining here in this third. Kendall Reynolds with the basketball in the front court. Off to Peyton Reynolds near side. Against this 2-3 sliding zone for the Irish. B. Loy all over defensively, Sydney Bergman. Left side, Emma Wallmeyer has it in the corner. Emma gives it off to Kendall Reynolds, penetrating. Reynolds lost it on her hip, and we have a foul on Chapman. Reynolds was trying to go up, kind of lost the ball, but they're going to call a reach-in against the Irish. I believe it's on Loy, and if so, that's her 3rd.
Yeah, 3 team fouls on Chapman, and Concordia has only have 2, so.
Peyton Reynolds out as Gilkison has come back on the floor. Bergman to inbound. Gets it into the corner to Reynolds. Kendall, 3-point shot too strong, and the weak side rebound to Kirkpatrick. Long outlet. The Irish want to push up the floor. Souther with the basketball, working against Jessica Williams, and we've got a foul on the floor on Concordia. They'll call it against Williams as Jessica picks up her 2nd. 3rd team foul against Concordia. Into the ball game is Riley Davis, and she'll come in for Lindsay Anderson for the Irish. Loy to inbound out of a box set. B. Loy tosses out front. Head fake, Kirkpatrick wanting to drive. Plays it off out front to Riley Davis. Looking inside, the ball stolen as Jessica Williams steps in front of a pass. Williams records her first steal of the night. 9th turnover on the Irish. Minute 20 to play in the third. Concordia with a 4-point lead, 31-27. Kendall Reynolds off out front to Sydney Bergman. Comes near side to Brittany Gilkison. We're at the top of the hour in OUS station identification. You're listening to Panther Basketball on 1390 KNCK Concordia, 98.3 FM and NCKtoday.com. Toby Nosker, Robin Champlin with you. Bergman with a feed inside to Jessica Williams, and she'll be fouled on the floor.
Well, it was just a pretty good pass by Sydney. She went up high, and Jessica Williams went up high to grab the ball, but she come down and she got hammered when she come down. So be the 14th foul on Chapman.
It's the 3rd on Davis. So now Davis, Kirkpatrick, and Loy all with 3 fouls each for Chapman. Down to 60 seconds to play in the third. A 4-point ball game. Concordia on top. Panthers have led this entire second half. They've led since midway through the first quarter. Bergman has the basketball out top, wanting to drive. Bergman, runner, doesn't go. Sydney sneaks in and gets her own rebound and scores it. Sydney Bergman with 14 points, 13 rebounds, and Concordia on top by 6. 40 seconds to play in the third.
Well, Sydney's so good at that, following her shot and getting that second chance.
Souther will miss a shot as Kendall Reynolds comes up with the rebound. It's the 4th board for Kendall Reynolds. Under 30 to play in the third. Gilkison holds on the left. Puts it on the floor, a couple of dribbles. We'll give it off to Bergman. Down to 18 seconds to play in the third. Bergman wanting to drive against Loy. Kicks it out to Kendall Reynolds. A three from the corner doesn't go. Rebound tipped loose, and we're going to get an over-the-back call on Concordia offensively on Gilkison, I believe. And if so, that'll be Brittany's seconds. And it is. Anderson will come out as Davis comes back on offensively here for the Irish. Down to 12 seconds to play in the third. 33-27 our score. Concordia by 6. Panthers trying to pressure as Loy will bring the basketball up. Down to 8 seconds to go in the third. Loy gives it off out front. A three-point look for Souther. Falls short. Rebound Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick lost it as Gilkison comes up with the steal. And we'll end the third quarter with Concordia up 6. 33-27 as the Panthers have the advantage heading to the fourth. We'll take a break. This is Panther basketball on KNCK. Okay. A low-scoring third quarter all the way around. Concordia with a 6-point advantage, 33-27 heading to the fourth. Concordia did outscore the Irish 6-5 in that third quarter. Chapman will have the basketball to start the final 8 minutes here in this first-round matchup in the Class 4A Division II Substate Basketball Tournament being hosted by the Smoky Valley Vikings. Smoky Valley, the 4 seed, will match up with the top seed Nickerson in the game to follow this one. Dribble drive off the left side by Chapman, and we're going to get a foul on Concordia that'll put Kirkpatrick at the free throw line. And so McKenna Kirkpatrick heading to the stripe off the foul that's going to be whistled here against Jessica Williams. Williams recording her third. Kirkpatrick, though, unable to connect on the first free throw. Robin has shooting stats from the third.
Well, the Panthers, they was 3 of 12 shooting. They shot 25% from the floor, and Chapman was 2 of 10 for 20%.
Jessica Williams boards another miss by Kirkpatrick. Up the floor, Peyton Reynolds. An open 2 from the right, and she'll hit it. Peyton Reynolds with 6 points. That off the 5th assist from Sydney Bergman. And Concordia again with an 8-point advantage. 7.5 left to go here in the fourth. The 8-point lead matches the biggest lead for Concordia. Kirkpatrick with the basketball, losing her dribble as Carly Wallmeyer comes up with the steal. Carly able to record the steal off the 11th turnover against the Irish, both teams with 11 turnovers each. Peyton Reynolds with the basketball. Reynolds will play it out front to Bergman. Off on the right side, it's Gilkison with the basketball. Brittany wanting to drive, will skip it off near side, tries to get it to Peyton Reynolds, and the pass too strong. A turnover on Concordia, their 12th. So Concordia gives the basketball back with 6:57 to go.
Yeah, just a little bit too strong and too high for Peyton to bring the ball down, and it went out of bounds. So ill-advised turnover for the Panthers.
B. Loy brings it up, plays it off to Kirkpatrick on the left side. Kirkpatrick off to Bledsoe, head fake, wanting to drive. Bledsoe drawing traffic, swings it out front. Here's a three-point look. Davis couldn't connect. Rebound, though, to Chapman. Here's a deep 2 that doesn't go for Loy. And another rebound. Peyton Souther pulling up on the baseline will hit it. Third chance opportunity. Souther's the first player in double figures tonight for the Irish with 11 and a timeout to Chapman. A 6-point ball game. 35-29, 6:26 to go. We'll take a break. This is Panther basketball on KNCK.
ball game.
35-29, 6:26 to play. Concordia on top. Panthers inbounding against pressure. Sydney Bergman looking to toss it in, and this pass off the mark comes out of bounds off the Panthers as Bergman wanted to get it in to Peyton Reynolds, and Concordia was just well covered. Bergman was trying to find somewhere to go with the basketball and throws it away here on the near side, and so Concordia with their second turnover of the fourth quarter, their 13th of the ball game. The Irish wanting to make a run here. Inbound play to Bledsoe, who will miss a shot. Rebound B. Loy off to Souther for three. Gets it.
Oh.
Peyton Souther has come alive for the Chapman Irish. She has 14 points in the contest. Concordia's lead down to 3 with 6:10 to go. Bergman will give it off to Peyton Reynolds here on the near side. Peyton with the basketball. Dribbles right. Brittany Gilkison with the ball here for Concordia. Gilkison back out front to Peyton Reynolds. Near side, it's Bergman. Sydney with the basketball. Wants to put it on the floor and drive. Working against B. Loy and gets tripped up and a foul on the Irish.
And again, Sydney does such a good job of splitting the defenders, and she got tangled up, and they'll call Chapman for the foul. So that is just the 15th foul on Chapman. So a couple more fouls, and Panthers will be in the bonus.
Souther called for the foul, her first. Concordia will inbound. Caitlin Miller and Kendall Reynolds has come back on the floor for Concordia. Sydney Bergman trying to get it in, trying to lob it out front, looking to go to Kendall Reynolds, and the ball stolen. Turnover on Concordia, up the floor. Souther will miss the lay-in, and Kendall Reynolds comes up with the rebound for Concordia. And she'll be bumped and fouled in the backcourt. A foul here, the 6th against Chapman. It'll be the 2nd on Peyton Souther.
Yeah, one more and the Panthers will be in the bonus here, but wow, Panthers are fortunate there. They missed that layup.
Inbound play. Concordia plays it into Caitlin Miller. Miller's going to bring it up. Anderson now on Bergman as Lloyd takes Miller coming up the floor. Miller penetrates off the Bergman, driving baseline. Bergman going up will score it. Sydney Bergman with 16 points in the contest. Concordia on top, leading 37-32. 5:20 to go. Winner of this one moves on to the Substate Championship game Saturday night at 6 o'clock here from Smoky Valley. Loser will see their season come to an end. Concordia deflecting a ball away on the far sideline as Kendall Reynolds knocking it away. Anderson will come out for Chapman as Davis back on the floor for the Irish. Souther has the basketball out front for Chapman. Miller takes her out of the man-to-man. Souther picks up her dribble, looking inside, and we've got a foul on Concordia.
Oh, and that's going to be against Carly Wohlmeyer. If it is, that's going to be her 4th, isn't it?
It is. Carly has just recorded her 4th, the 6th-team foul against Concordia. So Carly will come out of the contest. Emma Wohlmeyer into the ballgame. Concordia with a 5-point advantage, 5:07 to go. B. Loy inbounds to Davis. Kirkpatrick wants a 3 at the top and hits it. She was left open, and McKenna Kirkpatrick knocks in the tray. She has 11 points. It's a 2-point ball game. 4:55 to go. Bergman off to Caitlin Miller. Miller wanting to drive. Bounces right side to Kendall Reynolds. Back off to Miller. Miller puts it on the floor. Got it knocked loose. Able to recover it off to Emma Wohlmeyer. Wohlmeyer looking to feed out. And the ball deflected loose by B. Loy for the Irish. It'll go out of bounds and stay with Concordia. Anderson back in for Davis. And a timeout going to be taken. 4:39 to go. Concordia is led by 8 here in this 4th quarter, but right now it's a 2-point ball game. 37-35. We'll take a break. This is Panther basketball on KNCK.
30-second timeout for Concordia.
Just a 30, please.
Chapman Irish trying to fight their way back against the Concordia Lady Panthers. The Irish have trailed by as much as 8 here in this 4th quarter.
They've knocked in 3 second-half threes, including 2 here in this 4th quarter. They're shooting 4 of 12 from beyond the arc for 34%. Concordia, Kendall Reynolds going to the hole, will miss a shot. Rebound to Kirkpatrick for the Irish. Chapman, who has not led since the first quarter, coming up the floor now. Chance to try to tie or take a lead. Loy for three, will miss. Rebound to Anderson. And now we have a travel. Kirkpatrick on the kick out from Anderson, walking with it. And it's the 12th turnover on Chapman. Peyton Reynolds back into the ball game for Concordia as Peyton comes on in the place of Emma Wallmeyer. Sydney Bergman to inbound. Bergman trying to find somewhere to go with the basketball. Looking to get it into Jessica Williams and doesn't inbound it in time. A 5-second call results in a turnover on Concordia, their 15th. So the Panthers kind of breaking down here through the first 4 minutes of this fourth quarter. And the Irish, down by 2, have the basketball in the front court. They inbound into the hands of Peyton Souther. Miller takes her defensively. Souther looks to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick going inside to Bledsoe, posting up Peyton Reynolds. Bledsoe will miss the shot, and Bergman with the rebound. It's her 14th board tonight. Bergman pushing up the floor for Concordia. Sydney off to Caitlin Miller for three. Good.
Wow, what a big shot by Miller.
That's the 6th assist for Sydney Bergman. Miller has 5 points in the contest. Concordia up by 5, and now the Irish forcing a pass, throw it away. A turnover on Chapman, their 13th. Anderson back in to replace Davis for the Irish.
They got 3:47 to play. Panthers lead by 5.
Caitlin Miller bringing it up against pressure, brings it across the timeline. Miller crossing over, gives it off to Bergman out top. Bergman wants to drive against Anderson. An offensive foul on Sydney Bergman. An elbow into the chest. She gets called for her 3rd. It's the 16th turnover on Concordia. So the Irish get it back, 3:38 to go. A 5-point ball game, 40-35, Concordia on top. Panthers trying to apply some full court pressure. Chapman with it in the backcourt. B. Loy brings it across, guarded out of the man-to-man by Kendall Reynolds. Loy looking to Kirkpatrick, working against Jessica Williams. Kick out left side, 3-point look for Davis, doesn't go. Rebound tipped out, last touched by Caitlin Miller and Concordia. It'll stay with Chapman. So the Irish maintain possession with 3:23 to play.
Yeah, Chapman's hit 3 3-pointers here in the second half.
Entry pass on an inbound play doesn't go for Kirkpatrick, and the rebound to Bergman, her 15th board tonight. Bergman, long feed up ahead to Peyton Reynolds. A deep 2 from the right is good. Reynolds knocks it down. Peyton with 8 points. And Concordia on top, leading by 7 as we approach 3 minutes remaining.
Yeah, she had a foot on the line or it would have been a 3-pointer.
Kirkpatrick driving. Kirkpatrick going up, will miss a shot but is fouled. And so McKenna Kirkpatrick heading to the free throw line. 2 shots for her. Off the contact whistled here against Concordia. It's against Jessica Williams, her 4th. So Williams with 4. Carly Wallmeyer's on the bench with 4. 3 fouls for Bergman, Emma Wallmeyer, and Caitlin Miller. Kirkpatrick at the free throw line. A 5'10 sophomore with 11 points tonight rattles in the first free throw. Carly Wallmeyer into the ball game to replace Jessica Williams. Kendall Reynolds staying into the contest here for Concordia. She came off near side to talk to Coach Wallmeyer.
Chapman's hit 1 of 4 in the second half at the free throw line, and that is off.
Yeah, could not connect there, and Bergman rips out her 16th rebound tonight. How about 16 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists tonight for Sydney Bergman. Concordia with a 6-point edge. 2:45 to go. Bergman with the basketball, plays it off to Kendall Reynolds near side. Reynolds trying to avoid a double team, walked with it. A travel and turnover on Concordia, their 17th. So Chapman will get it back, 2:40 to go. And again, a 6-point ball game, 42-36. Bringing it up will be Peyton Souther, guarded out of the man-to-man by Caitlin Miller. She's across the timeline, dribbling off right side. Souther wanting to drive, and we got a foul on the floor on Miller. That's her 4th. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Peyton Souther here for the Irish with 2:33 to go.
That's Miller's 4th foul, so she'll be coming out.
Gilkison has come onto the floor for her. And Peyton Souther leading the way in scoring for the Irish with 14 points. is at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity with the Irish down 6, 2:33 to go. She'll miss the free throw. Rebound to Carly Wallmeyer as Wallmeyer's recorded her 6th board. Concordia with the basketball. Peyton Reynolds, baseline drive, and Reynolds called for an offensive foul. Stuck an elbow out into the chest of Kirkpatrick, and Peyton Reynolds has picked up her first foul. 18th turnover on Concordia.
Yeah, it was an offensive foul. So, yep, Peyton kind of just lost her balance, and she kind of just stuck the arm out there to maintain her balance, and they called her for the foul.
Kirkpatrick with the basketball, driving inside against Carly Wallmeyer. Will miss the shot. Bergman with the rebound. It's her 17th board tonight. What a night for Sydney Bergman. Down to 2:05 to go. Near side, Kendall Reynolds off to Brittany Gilkison. Kendall gets it back. Plays it out to Bergman out front. Sydney wanting to drive. Looks inside to Carly Wallmeyer. Wallmeyer's going to be fouled going up. Bergman with a beautiful feed inside to the sophomore. And Wallmeyer drawing the foul will head to the free throw line. Again, Concordia on top, leading by 6. They've led by as much as 8 here in this fourth.
Yeah, Carly comes in tonight, 44% free throw shooter.
Foul on Davis, her 4th. 7th team foul on the Irish. It'll be a 2-shot opportunity for Wallmeyer. First free throw short. Carly with 3 points, 6 boards tonight. Jessica Williams into the ball game to replace Peyton Reynolds for Concordia.
Yeah, Carly's been whistled for several fouls. She's been on the bench most of the time tonight, and I think she's just a little. See if she makes it here. Bounces in.
Able to get 1 of 2. Wallmeyer with 4 points in the contest. Concordia up 7, a minute 50 to go. Panthers trying to hang on and advance to the Substate Championship game. And an offensive foul going to be called here against Peyton Souther as Brittany Gilkison takes a charge. Peyton Souther picking up the foul. It's her 3rd. The turnover, the 14th on Chapman, as Brittany Gilkison taking the charge on the other end, gets Concordia back the basketball, a minute 49 to go. Concordia up 43-36. Panthers looking to inbound. Sydney Bergman tries to get it into Gilkison and does. Brittany with the basketball as she'll bring it up off the right side. Gilkison has it in the front court, bounces off into the hands of Reynolds. Kendall Reynolds with the basketball, bumped and fouled by Lindsay Anderson. It'll put Kendall Reynolds at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity as it's final in El Dorado. Abilene gets the win. Abilene defeats Wamego 49-37 to improve to 13-7 on the season and move to the championship game in their 4A Division I Substate tournament. Abilene led by Hannah Willie with a career-high 27 points. Kendall Reynolds will miss the free throw, and a rebound comes down to Chapman. The Irish able to haul in the board as Bledsoe has it. Wanting to drive, the ball got knocked loose. Bergman diving for it. Who's coming up with the basketball? They're going to call a tie-up, and the ball will go to Concordia as the Panthers able to force another turnover. A minute 25 to go. Concordia up 7. The Clay Center Lady Tigers also pick up a win as they advance tonight in their 4A Division II Substate tournament. Clay Center defeats Rock Creek 50-21. Concordia looking to inbound, and they do. Kendall Reynolds with the basketball. Reynolds driving to the hoop. Puts it up and misses. Peyton Reynolds with the rebound. Peyton battling inside, and we've got a timeout to Concordia. Coach Wallmeyer saw Peyton trapped down low and decides to burn a timeout. A minute 18 remaining. 43-36. Concordia by 7. We'll take a break with them. This is Concordia basketball on KNCK. Take a minute, please. A minute 18 remaining. Concordia up 43-36. On the floor for Concordia, Sydney Bergman, Peyton Reynolds, Kendall Reynolds, Brittany Gilkison, and Jessica Williams. Bergman to inbound out of the timeout. Gets it into Gilkison. And Gilkison's going to be fouled on a reach-in by B. Loy. Fourth foul on Loy. And it'll put Gilkison at the free throw line. Still be a 1-and-1 opportunity off the 9th team foul that's whistled here, or make it the 10th. It's a 2-shot opportunity. So Gilkison at the free throw line. First one for her. This one bounces off.
Yeah, she comes in tonight. Not very many times had she been at the line, but I'm trying to find her name here. 33% for the year.
Free throw on the way for Gilkison. Just the 8th free throw she's taken. Could not connect there, and the rebound to Bledsoe. Chapman quickly down the floor. Souther with the basketball driving. Spinning, gets open and lays it in. Peyton Souther able to score. It has 16 points in the contest, and a timeout on the floor to the Chapman Irish. A minute 6 remaining. 43-38 our score. A 5-point lead for Concordia. Panthers again have led by as much as 8. Concordia started the game on an 8-0 run to open up the first quarter, but Chapman came storming back. On a 9-0 run, the Irish took the lead at 9-8. Concordia closed out the first quarter, though, outscoring Chapman 6-2, and Concordia led 14-11 at the end of the first. Concordia has led ever since the first quarter. Panthers outscored the Irish 13-11 in the second quarter. We're up by 5 at the halftime break. Pretty low scoring in the third quarter. Concordia just knocking in 3 field goals, 2 for the Irish. Concordia outscored them by 1 in the third to lead by 6 heading to the fourth. The Panthers went up by 8 to start the fourth, but then the Irish came roaring back. They were able to pull to within 2 midway through the fourth quarter, but Concordia has been able to get a bit of separation since. And Concordia right now with a 5-point advantage, 43-38 with a minute 6 remaining. Concordia tonight led by Sydney Bergman with 16 points, 17 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. Jessica Williams in double figures with 10 points, 8.6 boards for Peyton Reynolds, 4 points, 6 boards for Carly Wallmeyer, 5 points for Caitlin Miller. Bergman looking to inbound for Concordia, gets it in to Kendall Reynolds, and the freshman's going to be quickly fouled. I believe it's Kirkpatrick, and it is. That'll be her 4th. So Kirkpatrick with 4 fouls, Loy with 4 fouls, Davis with 4 fouls. And heading to the free throw line for 2 shots will be the freshman in Kendall Reynolds. Reynolds missed on an earlier 1-and-1 attempt here in the fourth quarter. She's yet to score in the contest, a 5'4" freshman, averaging 2 points per game.
Yeah, she's a 57% free throw shooter. See, bouncing, goes in.
Reynolds able to knock it in, so she makes the first, gives Concordia a 6-point advantage again. Anderson comes out of the contest. Davis back on the floor for the Irish. Concordia up 6, a minute 5 remaining. Trying to advance to the 4A Division II Substate Championship game on Saturday. Next free throw for Kendall Reynolds. This one off. Rebound loose on the ground, and Chapman comes up with it. So the Irish with the basketball up the floor. Peyton Souther passes on a 3, now looks for a step back. This one off. Rebound, Kirkpatrick saved it, but right into the hands of Brittany Gilkison, who's going to be fouled with 51 seconds remaining. So Gilkison will come to the other end. She just missed a couple of free throws. But as Ashlyn Bledsoe records the foul, her 3rd, Gilkison steps to the stripe, a 2-shot opportunity coming up here with 51 seconds remaining. First free throw, Gilkison. This one rattles home.
Good job by the senior down there.
First point of the game for the 5'4" senior. A 7-point advantage. Concordia can match their biggest lead here with 51 seconds to go if she can knock in this free throw. And it's short. Rebound fought for. Bergman stripped it. Sydney Bergman comes up with it with 45 seconds to go. Bergman trapped on the baseline, trying to feed out of a double team. It gets knocked loose and will go out of bounds and stay with Concordia. Bergman with her 4th steal of the night, 16 turnovers on Chapman.
Yeah, Bergman's got 2 more rebounds. She has points.
Concordia is brought back into the contest. Caitlin Miller along with Carly Wallmeyer. 44 seconds to go. Bergman looking to inbound. Sydney trying to find somewhere to go with the basketball. Will get it into Jessica Williams. Trapped in the corner. Williams trying to go somewhere with it, and we've got a timeout to Concordia. 40 seconds to play. Williams was trapped in the corner, nearly a 5-second call. Instead, Coach Wallmeyer burning a timeout. We'll take a timeout with him. 40 seconds to play. 45-38. Concordia on top by 7. We'll take a quick break. This is Panther basketball on KNCK. 30.
Concordia by 7. 40 seconds remaining. Lady Panthers looking to advance to the Class 4A Division II Substate Tournament Championship game. Winner of
This game moves on to play the winner of our next contest between top seed Nickerson and the 4 seed in Smoky Valley. Concordia, Chapman, both 8 and 11 coming in. They split their 2 regular season contests. Concordia won by 16 at home back on January 12th. Chapman won by 16 at home back on February 9th. Concordia with the basketball. The Irish have not fouled, and now they will foul Caitlin Miller with 35 seconds to go as Miller will head to the free throw line. So Miller will have 2 shots here. Caitlin with 5 points in the contest off the 4th foul on Bledsoe. And so Miller stepping to the stripe.
Yep, she's a 67% shooter here. See if she can. Got the first one.
One of the better free throw shooters on the team. Miller able to put it in. Concordia as a squad just shoots 58% from the stripe. Miller, one of just 3 players shooting above 60% on the team. She puts Concordia up 8. Chance to give them their biggest lead. Free throw. Off. Rebound comes out to Chapman. Davis brings it up the floor. The Irish with it. Dribble drive. Bledsoe to the rim. Gets blocked by Jessica Williams. And the ball out of bounds to the Chapman Irish with 25 seconds to go. But what a block by Williams.
Yeah, she come in from behind the player and just got a hand on the ball.
We're at the bottom of the hour. We owe you station identification. You're listening to Panther Basketball on 1390 KNCK. Concordia. Here's a missed shot by Kirkpatrick. Rebound, Carly Wallmeyer. 7th board for Wallmeyer. Chapman not fouling here. 14 seconds to go, and Concordia will advance to the Substate Championship game as the Lady Panthers take down the Irish 46-38. Concordia secures the victory, and the Panthers will play Saturday night. Concordia matching up with the winner of the next game between Nickerson and Smoky Valley. 46-38 our final. Concordia gets the win as they defeat the Irish. Tonight the Lady Panthers led in scoring by Sydney Bergman as Bergman finishes with a double-double, 3 assists shy of a triple-double. Bergman with 16 points, 17 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals. Jessica Williams also in double figures with 10 points, all of that in the first half. 8 points, 6 boards for Peyton Reynolds, 6 points for Caitlin Miller, 4 points, 7 boards for Carly Wallmeyer, 1.5 rebounds for Kendall Reynolds, and 1.1 board for Brittany Gilkison. The Chapman Irish see their season come to an end at 8-12 on the year. The Irish led in scoring by Peyton Souther, who finishes with 16 points, 12 points for McKenna Kirkpatrick, 6 for Ashlyn Bledsoe, 3 for Kylie Adams, and 1 for B. Loy. We'll take a break. Post-game show continues. This is Panther Basketball on KNCK.